In this video, I want to share with you how I would start a recruiting and staffing business from scratch, which I've done 3 times, sold to companies. So if you stick with me here, by the end of this video, my hope is that you'll know exactly what to do after watching this video to get your first placement as soon as possible. I'm also going to share a magical script with you that has converted for me 50% of the time when presented the proper way. So stick with me. Okay, so number one, when starting your recruiting and staffing business, the first thing you want to think of is what industry or niche do you want to dive into? So I'm going to include a video about how to choose your niche, which I put on my YouTube channel. I'll put the link below for you to access that. It's a whole different video for you to watch. But bottom line is, the best way to get into an industry that could be lucrative for you, pick an industry that you are familiar with, an industry maybe you've worked in. Maybe you've worked in manufacturing, logistics, maybe medical. That way you know the lingo, you know the word tracks, and you could be more relatable to the clients and hiring managers that you are going to start pitching to and building a relationship with. Okay, as far as what do you need for a recruiting and staffing company, really not a lot, guys. That's the really great part about starting a recruiting business is the overhead is very low and the profit margins are very high. So you're not dealing with warehouse costs, parts, pieces, labor for the most part in the beginning until you scale, transportation costs. This is an intangible product, meaning you're dealing with human capital. So in the beginning, I would recommend work out of your house. I started a multi-million-dollar staffing business out of my kitchen in 2015 until I got to a point where I can get my own office. Guys, and all you'll need is a computer. I recommend a laptop so you can go to a coffee shop and get out of your house just to be around some people, and it's good for your mental psyche. Get some espresso, sit down, do some sourcing for an hour or two. You'll need a cell phone and a few tools to help you find candidates and get clients, which are pretty nominal, which I'll review as we get further in this video. Okay, so now you want to decide what type of recruiting and staffing services do you want to offer. So there's 4 of them, right? Let's go ahead and talk about those. You have contract to hire, otherwise known as try before you buy, otherwise known as temp placements. This model is very lucrative because of the residual income factor that you're going to be making over weeks and months. However, it's a little more complicated to start this model if you're brand new to recruiting. There are some barriers to entry when it comes to insurances, payroll, having cash flow. Those are going to be important things in the beginning, because when you make a contract placement, these employees that you place are going to be W-2 employees on your payroll. So you will need a payroll company, you will need general liability insurance, as well as workers' comp insurance to cover these workers after you place them with your client. Your client's going to ask you to produce a COI, certificate of insurance. And if you don't have that, you won't be able to make that placement on a contract to hire basis. Another thing to think about with that model is cash flow. Here's why. If you make 2 to 3, maybe even 5 placements next week with a client, your payment terms when you receive a payment from your client are typically going to be about net 30. That's pretty much industry standard in staffing. If you can get terms around net 10 or net 20, by all means, go for it. So the reason for having capital for this model is you're going to have to pay your employees every week, every Friday, and not get paid until 30 days down the road. Sometimes that 30 days is realistically 45 days. You're at your mercy with your client. I'd also recommend getting an ACH wire set up with your client, and don't rely on traditional mail to receive a check. Okay, so keep that in mind. Depending on what you're gonna pay your contract employee, maybe it's $20 an hour on a 40-hour work week. That's $800 plus insurances, payroll costs, that you're gonna have to shell out before you get paid in 30 or 45 days. All right, so the second type of recruiting model would be traditional direct hire, headhunting, as you probably know it. And that's where I'd recommend that you start in the beginning. My advice to you is get 3 to 5 direct hire placements where you're getting close to about $40,000 or $50,000. Then take a portion of that profit and reinvest it into contract staffing. That way you can offer your client different options during your discovery call with your client. The third model is called engage search, which I'm a big fan of. And that's when you collect a small fee upfront from your client. Let's say it's $2,500. What this does, it's psychologically getting your client in the game. They have skin in the game. They're not going to ghost you. If they can pay a little bit upfront to commence your start, it usually results in you getting an exclusive, which is fantastic. No other recruiters are working on it. At least get a 30-day exclusive. And now your client has a little bit invested in you, and it's worth their while to check in with you and want to know how you're doing and what candidates you're finding for them. And most importantly, the sense of urgency is going to heighten because they have a little bit of money invested. So when you submit a candidate over to them, chances are they're going to move a lot faster on that candidate to get them to interview, which helps you because you want to get that candidate hired. And the last one, which is what I only do nowadays, is called retained search. Very similar to how attorneys would bill their clients. So let's say you pitch a fee of $50,000. You would collect a third of that upfront on day one before the search starts. And then your client would not pay you another third until you actually produce a list of candidates, a short list of candidates to them, which you'd want to present in this fashion that you're seeing right here. And the final payment will be collected when your candidate actually starts working. Okay, so we've covered what you'll need to start your recruiting business. Very simple, a cell phone, a laptop. We've covered the 4 different models that you can choose from. Again, I recommend doing traditional direct hire in the beginning. So let's go ahead and dive into how are you going to find your first client. So there's been a debate for many years. Do I go after the client or the candidate first? And guys, I believe wholeheartedly you must build your candidate pipeline in the beginning. Build your inventory, get some products on the shelf that you can present and market and sell to clients. The best way to do this is through LinkedIn. LinkedIn has over 800 million users in over 32 countries. Your ideal client profile and your ideal candidates are going to be on LinkedIn for the majority of niches that you choose from. Unless you're working in skilled labor like plumbing, electricians, tower climbers, then it might be a little more challenging to grow your recruiting business using the LinkedIn channel. So the best way to get your first placement in less than 3 months would be to get an A-player passive candidate that you can start marketing to a targeted list of clients. And the way you do this is you start on LinkedIn. You must have your LinkedIn profile optimized the proper way. This is your brand. This is how you're presenting yourself to your candidates and to your clients. This will also result in inbound traffic, which is much more qualified than you pushing your marketing message onto candidates or clients. I'd recommend investing in Sales Navigator. Here's a hack for you to save some money with Sales Navigator. If you purchase Sales Navigator on your smartphone, you can save $20 a month versus getting it on your desktop. Why? I have no idea. So you're looking at spending about $79 a month for a Sales Navigator license. Once you have Sales Navigator, you're going to want to go in and do a Boolean search. That essentially means you're gonna filter all of your prospects and come up with a search result anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 candidates that you can start marketing to. From there, you're going to want to take that search of 1,000 to 2,000 candidates and export them into a tool like Recruitemy Leadcast, where you can then cast a wide net, not have to manually connect with all these people. And most of you that are watching this video are probably in a job right now, a 9-to-5 job, thinking about moonlighting and starting your recruiting business. So you really don't have time during your day to be cold calling or prospecting candidates, which is why this system right here is going to work for you in automation while you're doing other things. All right, once your search is uploaded into Recruitemy Leadcast, you're then gonna set up a very basic automated message to connect with these candidates. Here's where the exciting part happens. Once you start getting connections, every day when you get home from work or during your lunch break, your discipline is going to be to produce about 5 to 10 personalized videos to these candidates. It's a very simple 37-second pitch that essentially goes like this. Hi Sally, Russell Liebowitz here with Connection. I see that we're now first degree connections on LinkedIn. I'll get right to the point. I just started my recruiting business in the medical niche. I'm very excited about it. I don't have any clients right now, but my focus right now is to cultivate a relationship with you, Sally, because I'm confident over the next 2 to 3 months, I'm gonna have a very solid client portfolio and I'm going to create some career opportunities which I would like to share with you. I want to respect your time. I see that you're working right now at XYZ Hospital. So what I have done to make your life easy, I've included my calendar below. Go ahead and pick a day and time that's convenient for you. Only need 10 minutes of your time to show you my process and the type of jobs that I'm going to go after. And then the only expectation going forward, Sally, is that when I come across an incredible opportunity, I'll share it with you and you let me know if you'd like to move forward with it. Sally, I look forward to meeting with you. That's it, guys. Very direct, to the point. And what you can expect when you start shooting these videos is a 90% open rate and anywhere from a 20 to 30% reply rate. That's right. So if you can do 10 videos a day, which is less than 45 minutes, you can expect about 2 to 3 responses from candidates and from clients. This strategy for hunting and biz dev outreach crushes cold calling, cold email, knocking on doors, direct mail, anything I've tested over the past 25 years of being in recruiting and staffing. Nothing has been more effective than what I just reviewed with you. And for those of you that maybe aren't great at sales, maybe you're a little nervous about the sales piece of recruiting, this is also a great system for you because you're not having to cold call and pitch somebody. All right, so once you start getting these responses and start doing Zoom calls with these candidates, the idea is to lock in on 1 or 2 passive A-player candidates. When I say passive, a candidate that's currently working and never thought about leaving their job. Why? These candidates are much better than an active candidate who's on Indeed or Monster or Career Builder or LinkedIn begging for a job. Clients don't want to meet with those candidates. They want to meet with the elusive candidates who are currently working and meeting and exceeding company objectives year over year. And that's how you're going to sell this to the clients. So when you secure that 1 or 2 unicorn, purple squirrel candidate that clients want to see, you're going to then develop a most placeable candidate form that you see right here. So our customized applicant tracking system will allow you to create, this is how you're going to start prospecting your candidate to clients. You're going to include this as a hyperlink for your clients to view. It's a digital portfolio. It's not a resume. Stop using the word resume. That's what every recruiter does. You want to be different. You want to be out of the box and innovative. That's going to help you scale your recruiting business, build better relationships, and make a real impact on the clients out there. So let's put the brakes on here. LinkedIn, Sales Navigator, export to Recruitemy lead, cast the wide net, get the first degree connections, then shoot your 37-second pitch to candidates, light up your calendar every week, secure 1 or 2 A-player candidates, create the MPC form, and then you're gonna take that MPC form and send it out to a list of targeted clients. That is the best way to secure your first placement in less than 3 months. After this, guys, the only thing you'll need is an applicant tracking system or a CRM to stay organized. You need a place to put all of your contact information in, your candidates, your clients, be able to separate them by different silos or skill sets, be able to mass market to your clients or candidates, have a little bit of a social media element to it. Also, I'd recommend having opportunity pipelines set up where you can move your prospects along the way in those stages. All right, guys, so as promised, here is the magical LinkedIn DM that I have used to get a 50% response rate. So pause your screen and use this script. All right, so where do we go from here? I'm gonna include a few links for you that are gonna help you start your recruiting business. Number 1, if you're interested in speaking with me, go ahead and click the link below. I can share with you our systems, our strategies. If you're just at a place right now where you don't want to do this on your own, we can definitely discuss our membership plans and how we can help you launch your recruiting business today and get some results within the next 3 months. And if you're starting a little bit slower, maybe you're on a shoestring budget, maybe you just don't have the time right now, there's going to be a link below where you can get a 30-day free trial with our customized applicant tracking system. I would encourage you to step into that in the beginning. Take some action right now. Our MPC form is back there. Our shortlist form is back there for you to access for the next 30 days at no charge whatsoever. You could get an MPC form created and then run a cold email campaign in our applicant tracking system and try to get your first client. Guys, our applicant tracking system is powered by High Level. It's much better than using HubSpot or any of these other CRMs that you see out there that are mostly geared towards online marketers. We've customized ours to specifically target recruiting and staffing agency owners. We have a hiring snapshot back there for you, which you'll see, and all the customized forms and workflows are back there for you to access as soon as today. I'm really excited about your new venture into recruiting and staffing. It's a wonderful profession to be in. It's a legacy profession where you can pass on your business to your children, to your relatives, to your friends. If there's a day that you want to step away from it, it's a very sellable model as well. And you can take your laptop with you and work wherever you want to work across the world. And the best part about it, guys, you never have to work for somebody again and trade your time for money. So if you receive value from this video, it really helps me if you'll go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to keep putting more content out there that will help you start and grow a profitable recruiting and staffing business.